Welcome back. Joining me now, Adam Clark, the president of the local Amateur Radio Club, and he operates a ham radio. Welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, Susan.
What makes Adam an extra special guest is that Adam happens to be my first cousin. So it's really neat to have you on today.
Thanks, Susan.
And to verify that is in fact the case, we're going to show some pictures here, Adam. Get ready.
Uh-oh.
Oh yeah, this is happening. There is a shot. Woo! Look at those. I'm in the stripes, and Adam, of course, you are over there to the right. Do you remember these being taken?
Some, maybe, yes.
This is very upsetting. Look at my yellow. Do you like the headbands? Anyway, these pictures, of course, taken when we were very young. That is your sister Jordan and my sister Sheila. So the four of us there together getting our pictures taken.
Thank you so much for showing me.
I bet you're thrilled. You look great there. I think you look good. But
nothing's changed at all.
Yeah. A big thank you to Auntie Fran and your wife Donna for making this happen this morning.
Yes, I'll be thanking them later too.
Anyways, getting back to the topic that you're here to talk about, ham radios. Tell me a little bit about what is entailed in being a ham radio operator.
There can be a lot entailed, sort of as involved or uninvolved as you like. Ham radio is a service for the public, primarily. It's the only reason we have access to the airwaves is that we provide a public service. But it's a lot of, for people who, I don't know, like certain scientific things, if you like electronics at all, or if you have an interest in radio, then amateur radio is a great learning experience. You have to learn how to do certain things, how the receiver and transmitter works, how antenna theory works, and that sort of thing. It's not a very high bar to become a qualified or certified ham radio operator, but you do have to be qualified and know safety and that sort of things as well before you get going.
Where do the signals reach to? I mean, how far away can you pick up signals?
You can pick them up from all over the world. On this bigger radio here, I've reached to South Africa, 16,000 kilometer shot from here. But even on this the smaller radio, the mobile radio there, which operates in a slightly different frequency range, I've spoken to one of the astronauts on the International Space Station.
Come on.
So, yep. Yeah, they do amateur radio as part of their mandate. So one day when I was listening, they happened to call out, and when they were passing overhead, and I managed to have a very short conversation with one of the astronauts. And
when you say conversation, do you mean actually verbally? Excuse
yes.
my ignorance with all of this, but is it Morse code? Is it verbal? How does it work?
With the space station, I was speaking verbally with them, actually talking with them. There's all sorts of different ways of operating. You can operate Morse code, you can operate voice, and you can operate a variety of new digital modes. There's always new things being developed in the ham radio community.
And I understand at times, ham radio, you can have communication in situations where a cell phone just can't reach.
Oh, absolutely, and that's often the case here in BC with our terrain and our limited cell phone coverage. When there's natural disasters and things of that sort, amateur radio operators often play a crucial role in being able to pass messages in and out of areas that nobody else can pass messages in and out of easily.
That's very interesting. So there is a local amateur radio club. You are the president. Mm-hmm. How many members are in this area?
There's about 25 active members. I think there's about 40 total on the roster. Some are life members, but there's about 25 or so that are active currently.
Would it be safe to say if there was some sort of natural disaster, you guys would be called into action to help make communication? Is that a possibility? It's
a possibility. Yeah, some of our members are involved in the emergency radio service, and so they work at that often. They meet up regularly. They are constantly checking out their portable gear and that sort of thing that's provided for them. Okay, so do we have time to do a little bit of a demonstration? I mean, how do you turn it on? What happens there? Well, without an antenna hookup, there's not too terribly much that we can see or hear. We might hear noise. Oh yes, we hear a tiny bit of noise there, but there's no antenna. We have plugged this in just to light up the display, and it shows a frequency. It looks complicated. The radio does look complicated, but it's actually a little more straightforward than what it looks. And with amateur radio, you're dealing with very weak signals. It's not like your AM radio in your car and you're getting a very strong local signal that's designed to blast out everything else around it that might interfere. We're dealing with very, very weak signals, so you have a little more filtering and things like that.
Sure.
So the radios look a little more complex, but once you get going, they're fairly easy to work, and most of them are about the same. You have the same sorts of filters and features across a lot of radios. Newer radios have better filtering.
Okay, very interesting. Tell me this, you guys have an event coming up on, I think it's June 23, 24, but it might get started a bit earlier in the week, is that right? Or tell me about the Field Day.
The Field Day event is a amateur radio contest, but it's the focus of this contest is to get amateur radio operators out into the field, work in suboptimal conditions where you don't have household plug-in power and you don't have your antenna setup that you have at home. You have to go out in the field and set it up. You get extra points for doing this sort of stuff. It's also a great way for amateur radio operators to expose themselves to the community and show people what amateur radios is all about, how it works, and what they can expect to see in a typical setup.
Is the public welcome to attend?
Absolutely, yes.
Fantastic.
The Field Day event runs from 11 a.m. on Saturday, next Saturday, to 2 in the afternoon the following day, and it's held up in Knutsford. And the details are on our website, and we'd love to have people come up and ask us questions and find out more about the hobby and the craft. All
right. Well, you know what? The website is on the screen, KARC.ca. Cousin, it's good to have you on the show.
Thank you so much for having me,
Susan. You'll have to come back again.
I look forward to it.
Okay. We will take a quick break. More Midday in 2 minutes. Stay with us.
The way that you flip your hair gets me